Hello everyone, I'd like to share some of the biggest lies that I've encountered over my career from entrepreneurs and business professionals, including yours truly. The first one that I've encountered, and this one really permeates quite across the board, is that we're working very hard and that we're applying ourselves and executing at a very high level. You know, some of the companies I've worked with or some of the clients that I've had, have come to me and saying, I'm so busy, I'm really applying myself, and this is so hard, I'm working so many hours. And when we start to audit and break it down, there are so many inconsistencies. There's busy work, there's time off, there's unfocused time. So even when I tell myself that I'm working very hard and executing at a very high level, I really start to audit and start to become more aware of what I'm really doing. Is a lot of it just busy work? Is it avoidance? Because creative avoidance can be a big one as well. Another big one is, I can do it alone. I'll eventually figure this one out. It may take a couple of decades or 3, but I will do this on my own. And I can tell you that some of the top performers, whether it's athletes, captains of business, or top entrepreneurs, they all have coaches, mentors, and accountability partners. And they're also very careful of who they associate with in terms of business. So when you associate yourself with people who don't go after big goals, who are not necessarily risk takers or apply themselves and execute at a very high level, it will rub off on you. Just think of it. For any of you golfers out there, if you golf with someone that's better than you, your game after a while will tend to go up. But if you play with someone whose golf game is not as good as yours, you know where that'll go. So having mentors, having coaches and accountability partners is another key aspect, because really they're there as honest feedback. And when we have really good mentors, coaches, or accountability partners, they become trusted advisors. They can help us course correct. Think of it, for those of you that are saying, yeah, I'm going to do this on my own. But what if you can circumvent and reduce that time by years and increase your performance by having these trusted advisors in your life? It can be a game changer in your life. Another big misconception or lie that I encounter is entrepreneurs and business professionals who keep telling themselves it's the vehicle. This is really hard. Yet they have individuals in their market or industry who are succeeding at a very high level. And they blame the opportunity. And then I've even met those who are opportunity hoppers. They'll work at something 6 months, a year, 18 months, and then they'll go into a new industry. And they keep changing the vehicle, thinking that it's not the driver, but it's the vehicle. As you begin to become more and do more, you will certainly have more. Increasing the level of your skills, some of those opportunity hoppers are really dabblers. They never get to the professional or mastery level. They never take the time, the years, and the application and the dedication of really going to the higher levels. It takes some work on yourself, and it also takes work in becoming an expert and master in your field. The next one I hear often is that, once I get that one secret hack, once I get that one thing, eventually when I get that one thing, that's going to change my life. Now that may or may not happen, and it's not to say you may not have some aha moments in your life, but I'll tell you, it really does not happen that way. It's a progressive thing. And I've encountered a lot of people in the success industry that go to many seminars, but they never internalize it and apply it. And they're always waiting for that new thing, and they never take it to a deeper level. So one of the things that I suggest for everyone is that information is excellent. Internalize it, integrate it, and implement it into your life. And by the way, be willing to suck a little bit at the beginning, because when you learn new skills, you won't necessarily be very good at it. And if you're worried about what people think about you, you will never try, you will never make that attempt. And perfectionism can be one of your biggest enemies. Another misconception and lie, and this one is insidious and so subtle because it really is across the board in most industries, any businesses. And this is, I can keep on doing the same thing, the same routines, the same habit patterns, the same mental outlook and mindset, and eventually I'll get new results. And that really will not happen. For anyone to create some massive new results, whether you want to go to a 6-figure or 7-figure level, it's going to take some massive new thinking. And not only the thinking, but new actions out there. And often where I see entrepreneurs and business professionals feel overwhelmed and frustration is that they're playing with the same set of rules, hanging out with the same people who are telling them the same stories, and the business professionals and entrepreneurs are telling themselves the same story as well, and then they feel frustrated when the massive new results don't happen. So here's a spoiler alert. As you begin these new actions, this new way of thinking, whether it feels uncomfortable, and it will, and you raise your threshold to sustain that uncomfortableness, you will begin to learn, you will adapt, you'll adjust, and you will see eventually, if you stay with that course of going to that next level, regardless of the threshold of pain and uncomfortableness, you will begin to see new results.